Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then look no further, because you can join said Discord group by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that and you'll find all of the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from, say, I don't know, selecting players, exiles, mastery, songs, arenas, Titan stars, or maybe even initiating a civil war. What? He's done it. Ladies and gentleworms, he's done it. iRotor has, in fact, redeemed the Civil War, and yes, as iRotor just said, I think it probably does make sense for us to go through with a normal RITE Night today, and then next week, we can begin a Civil War. What exactly that entails, well, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Details to come. But let's just say, things might be a little different next time round. That's what happens when you don't spend money on the lore. You do a war. The opposite of war is lore, confirmed. Alright, well, let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today. Also, so, of course, we can do other, more standard RITE Night stuffs here today. And as we were experimenting with last week, I created a new sort of structure that we can do when it comes to our team requests. Basically, I made a list of team archetypes, which you can sort of think of as styles or win conditions of sorts that people can use to structure their team. The idea there being that it gives us a way to say, okay, we're going to request that the players do something specific, but at the same time give them some flexibility to pick still some characters and talismans, masteries, things of that sort to suit their preferences and still keep things relatively, competitive, so to speak, or at least, maintain the competitive integrity rather than just, like sabotaging one person's team and giving another person an absolutely amazing all-star team and stuff like that. So I had a list last week that we randomly drew from and did a little bit of a suspenseful style in which only the person selecting their team knew which composition they had. I have since added to that list, so now technically there are, I think, a little over 30 potential archetypes, which means if we have both people following that structure, there are over 1,000 possible matchups using that system. So hopefully that means if that is something people would like to continue to try out, then there's a lot of variety there. So it is the type of thing we could do several times over and still not feel like it's the same thing every time. So that's potentially something we can circle back to as well if that is of interest. Lore is over. The creative expression has been banned. Well, we shall see. We shall see. But let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, as I will get us back to our default settings. I'll hop into Discord. There we go. Okay. I think... Oh, and let me just grab that sheet with all the compositions, the archetypes listed on it. One sec. Here you are. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, little over 30 archetypes, if that is something we'd like to circle back to. And we did it a little bit last week, and it seemed like people were a fan of it. So I am curious to see if that is something we'd like to continue to try out, or if that's just a one-time thing that was nice, but not so much something we want to continue doing going forward. But either way, let me know if anyone would like to get us started today. I don't think anyone has volunteered yet. Just a lot of stowaways. A lot of moonblushes in the chat. Okay. Yeah, is there anyone who would like to get us started? As we were saying, we did get that ginormous Civil War redeem from iRotor earlier, but we will save that for next time round. So we'll be keeping things the way they usually run, at least for today. It'll be next time that we'll start mixing things up with that Civil War. And it's been a while. I'm excited. I'm back. Who got banned? Well, thank you for volunteering, Lilac. That's very kind of you. No. Oh, it's funny, you know, I was just saying. Maybe the next person in chat will be the one to volunteer to get banned, and then turns out you stopped on by, you said hello, and the timing was right. No, you're good. You're good. We're still looking for people to get in here. So if you are interested in getting us started, let me know, as both these spots are still up for the taking. As Chewing Dragon... He's posted a lot of moonblushes, but I'm not sure that he actually said he was trying to get in? Did he? I don't think so. Okay, you're good for a few matches. Gotcha. Oh, okay, we do also have a Titan Stars request for this one. What's up, Blue? Unrelated. Do I ever try out new games? Too busy with streamings? I mean, honestly, or let me just get Lilac in as we're chatting. It is tough at times, especially when we have a list of games that we are doing on the regular. You know, if RITE Night is always happening on Sunday, and Mass Effect 3 is always happening on Saturday, Mass Effect Andromeda is always happening on Friday, then it doesn't give a lot of time to try out other things. But every once in a while, there's either a lull in a game, or I can find other bits of time to carve out to do something. It, for streaming, it does get tricky, because, you know, you kind of sort of need to have an established streaming time, or at least a long enough period of time that it makes sense to do a stream. So sometimes when we're trying to squeeze in other new games, what I'll do is I'll do them off stream and just upload them in on YouTube just as a video, and that way I can just, whenever I have little bits and pieces of time here and there, I can do a little bit of a recording. That just gets a little bit easier logistically on my end. But, and then similarly, you know, if it's just a game for funsies for me, although to be honest, most of the time spent gaming off stream is grinding in preparation for streams. So there isn't much downtime. Exactly. All right, well, I think we did just get Lilac in, but that means we're still looking for one more person here to get us started.
I was about to type in the chat, and then I just remembered I am in the voice call. I was going to ask Lids. Hello, Lids.
Hello.
Have you ever played a game called Disco Elysium?
I've heard of it. I know, well, it came out a little while ago, but yeah, I haven't played it, though.
I recommend it. It's a good game.
Yeah, I've definitely heard some really good things about it. I just never got the time for it.
Unfortunately, how sad. Celeste plays Despacito.
What?
Wait, do you not know? Wait, do you not know the Alexa play Despacito meme?
Well, I know there was I know there was a time when a certain someone who may or may not currently be in chat had a period in which she was very keen on trying to request Despacito non-stop.
Wait, what? Who? Who?
They may remember this. The Despacito phase. I remember it well.
Was I?
It was the
part of
year
that problem?
2021. No, I have no
I
idea.
was not.
I have no
Okay,
idea.
yeah, I think I joined in like 2023 or something.
Well, I think we're still looking for someone else to get in here. If there is anyone who'd like to face off against Lilac. Potentially even the Despacito man himself, dare I say.
Wait, is it?
Oh, he's here.
Huh?
He's here, all right.
Chewing Dragon?
You know it.
Wait, he's been here before the Chewing Dragon saga?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
He says he needs a few minutes, but sounds like he might be available after that. Okay.
Excellent. It sure is a nice day today, Lids.
Blue says, of course he's the Despacito man. Who else could it be?
That's fair, honestly. Who else? Yeah, who else, actually?
What year did Despacito come out? I don't remember. Now I'm gonna Google it. Despacito. What year did it come out? 2017? Okay. I feel like it was not immediately... I mean, it was huge when it came out, but... Remember, it was not immediately after it came out that the Despacito phase ensued. It was a little bit after that. Just long enough after that you're like, really? I'm a little surprised. We're so keen on this song at this moment. It might have been something like 2020, 2021. I don't know. We'll have to go back into the archives. Wait, maybe it was meant to be.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The prophecy.
So it has been foretold. Well, we do have a Titan Stars request for this one to invoke, well, the Titan who shall not be named. But But if there is anything else we would like to do for this one, let us know. We theoretically think we're getting Chewing Dragon in relatively soon, so it'll be Lilac and Chewing Dragon.
Excellent.
Let me know when you're ready, Chewing Dragon. What's up, Macaws? How's it going? How are you? Good to see ya. We are theoretically moments away from some Lilac Chewing Dragon action, although we are awaiting confirmation from Chewing Dragon. Ready to press some buttons? Fantastic.
Excellent.
I might dare us to say that,
Oh!
Volfred and Orlek from Exile's request from Frost King. Now, to clarify here, we talking Volfred and Orlek on the same team together? And if so, is that the case for both players? Or just one?
Is it a Volfred and Orlek for one person? Is it a Volfred and Orlek
same
for both
team
people?
for both players. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, and Chewing Dragon says he's ready.
Isn't that a universally hated song?
Apparently
Doesn't
some of their
everyone-
hype songs, like The Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I didn't. What song are you referring to? Just name all the songs that were on non-stop. theoretically, the invite should have gone your
Okay, I
way.
have
There
a
we go.
request.
Okay,
I
and now
have
we
a
have Chewing Dragon
request.
in as well. Okay.
I have a request.
Oh. Ah, I see. I should have known.
You know me so well.
Okay, one sec. Let me just set you guys up here. So, Lilac. Loop, that's not how you spell your name. That is. That's okay. I hadn't shown it yet, so you guys didn't see how I just absolutely, absolutely whiffed on that one.
Whiffed? Like,
Yes. As in baseball, swing and a miss.
I
Or
thought you
wiffle
meant
ball, swing and a
meant
miss.
Whiffing, I thought you meant whiffing, like whiffing as in
smelling?
inhaling.
No,
yes.
it was a sports reference,
Exactly.
I suppose. Alright, which teams would we like to be today?
I would like to be the Fate.
Okay.
So
that can be arranged.
Yeah, I think it's already arranged.
As for Chewing Dragon, which team would you like to be? If I had to venture to guess, I would say it might be the one who... Wait, what?
Oh. Wait, what?
There's a certain influence in this chilly night's air. I would like to be the withdrawn today. I was gonna say, Macaws, his Steam username may or may not be Barker right now, which would suggest Dissidence was probably the most likely one. But, apparently not today. Also, what is this? He's a Dissidence Andrew? Is that a new, like, Stan? Are we changing Stan to Andrew now? Is that a thing?
We're changing... He changed his name.
Well, I mean, if we're going to the origin of that phrase, it comes from the Eminem song, Stan. That song is definitely not named Andrew, so I don't understand where this is coming from.
It is now.
I don't think it is.
Parker Bashpaz controls everything. He can make it Andrew. It's Andrew now.
Extended version of Andy? But I still don't understand where this is coming from. Got it from Northern Lion or something? Alright, well. I think we are good to go now, and remember, so we have the boat, we have the Titan who shall not be named, and we will also have the combination of Volfred plus Orlek on both players' teams.
The Titan stars.
Yikes.
Lock Astralborn. Welcome, exiles. Welcome to the Hulk of Ores. You now have this chance to prove yourselves. Try not to let the pressure get to you. The Fate stand prepared. The withdrawal.
Oh, okay. My God. Honestly, I'm surprised. I haven't been watching Northern Lion as much as of late, but that is probably the content creator who I've spent more time watching than any other. So I'm a little surprised that I did not know that reference in that case, given the origin.
Okay, I forgot what the request was.
It is a combination of Orlek and Volfred.
For each team.
For both of you, yes.
When you say for both of us, do you mean a Volfred and Orlek divided between us? Or
No, you are both
and...
getting both characters.
Okay. Okay, okay. Was that the only request?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And besides the boat and the Titan who shall not be named, but...
Isla. What? What? What?
There you go, Macaws.
Oh? Oh? Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh?
What are we owing about? Did I miss something?
I'm quite impressed by Chewing Dragon's good taste in characters.
Oh.
If you will see the character shown on screen presently.
Alma.
I think it may be a little bit too early to say. A little too soon to judge. We don't know what that Almer is about to do. Is or is not about to do. I will reserve judgment.
Wait. Hey, Chewing Dragon, this isn't a lore match, right? Right?
Hold on. Make sure we understand the stakes here.
Volfred.
Oh, is that a speedy Volfred? Uh-oh.
Pardon?
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Uh-oh! As I said, might want to wait a little bit longer before we rush to any conclusions here. So Lilac still has the one remaining character of choice, whereas Chewing Dragon, I think, still has Volfred remaining. So we know what we're going to see in the last spot from Chewing Dragon.
Oh yeah, I got both of them.
Astral Eye on Barker is the final choice for Lilac. And this needs to be Volfred for Chewing Dragon.
Chewing Dragon, do Orlek and Volfred have any relevance here in this new arc, or are they just here by coincidence? He's typing.
I like how every once in a while we just see this pause from one or both of the players, and you just know that they're going back and forth in chat.
Uh-huh.
So hold on, wait. More incoming. Ominous indeed. Well, it is Lilac getting us started with a 25 damage plunge from Orlak. No prayer bead, so he is now gone in this round. It's now up to the likes of Volfred and Barker. And that is a speedy Volfred, alright. He is quick, but he's not quick enough to avoid the defender there. Barker returns, only to quickly be banished. Chewing Dragon. With Almer. Throws it in. That for 20 damage. Orlek this time for Lilac. Plunges and leeches 10. Quick cast there. I was also thinking about that. Ah, yes, precisely what I was thinking, boys. Couldn't have said it better myself.
He has such a way with words.
He does. He really does.
Such a display.
Such a display indeed.
The fate on our favor to prevail.
Speedy Volfred and Barker. Scoring against what, again, by some accounts, is Barker. Extra damage from that plunge. Courtesy of the Astral Eye, but it does mean no Barker in this round, but Lilac doesn't need him. At least not on this occasion, as it's back with Orlek. And Or leech in the process as well. Ooh, and big plays there by Chewing Dragon's Orlek, except he goes down to the sapling. Boat magic maybe working against him a bit there. Didn't anticipate he was going to end up jumping quite as far as he did. Palmer. The throw was quick, yet still not quick enough. That was interesting, the way that Barker got bumped. But not banished, at least not until now. Now an opportunity for Chewing Dragon, except he is flying in the opposite direction for whatever reason, with his sap, no less. One moment. I feel like Chewing Dragon may have crashed. Playing a slideshow, he says? Yeah. I was gonna say, that looked a little suspicious there.
Okay.
Why don't I uninvite you and re-invite you, Chewing Dragon, and see if that happens to help. Sometimes it does. Invite should be on its way. Yeah, it's like, maybe he tried to fly backwards with his sap. That could be a very Chewing Dragon-y thing to do, but then afterward he seemed awfully still. That seemed more suspicious.
He's not moving.
He's not moving! What do we do?
I can't feel his pulse.
No!
He slack took him.
No! Alright, sounds like you're back in. Doing some moves in 3 FPS. Maybe time was just passing more slowly for you. Did you ever think of that? Maybe that's actually your superpower. Well, anyways, I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and then Chewing Dragon will hit resume.
Glory to the scribes.
In case that wasn't obvious, that was not me who resumed the game.
Your victory is at hand.
Well, it does mean one more score is all that Lilac needs potentially, unless Chewing Dragon has Rekindling, and he might. Of course, both players do have a sap. And here is Lilac's sap. And there is full Rekindling. A whopping 50 for Chewing Dragon, so maybe this one isn't so close to being over after all. But Lilac, with that plunge, means might have brought this back to being a 1-score game, or at least what we thought was previously a 1-score game. And remember, Lilac does have extra damage with Barker, so even he has enough to finish it with 1 score. That was almost it. The Chewing Dragon recovers. Orlek for Chewing Dragon. Leaps, but can't quite make it in. So another chance here for Lilac. It's Barker, but he's blocked and banished. Now Ulmer for Chewing Dragon. Down he goes. Speedy Volfred. And Barker just blocks, but gets it back. And almost had an opening there. Chewing Dragon sets up the sapling, now moves in Orlek. Waits for the right moment. Lilac spinning in circles threateningly. Yet Chewing Dragon unfazed as he plunges in with Orlek. Oh, but here is Lilac, and there is the winning plunge. GG.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right. Well, let's head on back. Hopefully that was a little better,
The next
Chewing Dragon, after we got you back in there. In which case, let us know if there's anything we would like to see in our next match between Lilac and Chewing Dragon. As we set ourselves back to our defaults. Of course, if you don't have anything in particular in mind, we can always leave it up to the players to take whatever they'd like. That is also an option. I'm also not sure if we ever got a response from Chewing Dragon when it comes to whether there were any particular implications for that match. But as for this match, Blood Princess coming in with the customized off. How's it going, Blood Princess? Good to see ya. Sermon intro on as well. Okay, so randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance, just gonna get thrown straight into the action. And that means we've accounted for many of the things here. We could still do a song or an arena, but otherwise, that is just about everything. Oh, name for Chewing Dragon? Is his name a little bit too long? I can do that. Okay, I bumped it a little bit. It's hard to tell because I can't do it in-game when they're in the middle of the rite, of course. So I have to guess. I think Chewing Dragon has the longest name. Okay. Well, it seems like that's going to be it for this one. So why don't we hop back in?
Chewing Dragon, do you have a name? Like, genuinely asking.
What, are you trying to suggest that Chewing Dragon is not his name?
What? Wait, that was worded rather rudely. Like, what name do you go by? Because there's Chewing Dragon, there's Archer Bashpaws, there's whatever you use on Discord, so I am not sure what to call you sometimes.
Well, we are heading straight in for this one, because it is customized off, and it is, once again, a sap aside. It is Barker on both teams. Gareth.
Oh, no!
Gareth with an amazing defensive play for Lilac.
No!
Look at that incredible stamina. He's been hitting the gym. Fantastic physique for Gareth. And then the last character is another cur for Chewing Dragon. Someone had Black Claw. I think it was one of Chewing Dragon's curs. Mooncrest on Gareth, I think that might have been. The Black Hoof is on Rookie here. He cannot pick up the orb. He can juggle it very well at that. And he's barking as he does it, I think? Sort of. Was he saluting that entire time? He might have been. He's making a statement. That much is for sure.
Okay, Chewing Dragon, how does this factor into the lore?
I'm afraid only time will tell. Well, here's Manly, and Chewing Dragon seemingly getting caught with that Black Hoof cur quite a bit here. For whatever reason, it always seems like that's the one next to the orb. But now everyone down for Chewing Dragon. Lilac has to rush the throw a little bit. It's 16 rather than the full 25. But Lilac will take that. Here's Gareth once more. His Mooncrest will bring him back quickly. Chewing Dragon, with his cur who can pick up the orb this time, then proceeds to salute within the safety of his sapling. Just as a reminder, there is no mastery that makes the cur salute do anything, in case anyone was wondering. It is purely just to assert dominance.
Like T-posing.
Exactly. One might argue it is the equivalent of a Pyre T-pose. At least from that standpoint. Ooh, everyone down on Chewing Dragon's side, at least for the moment. Gets Manly back momentarily, only to quickly lose him. But now, well, I mean, I suppose he has defensive masteries like explosive temper on Rookie, the one who can't pick up the orb. So it's almost something that makes sense from that standpoint. As now he throws it in for 15 with his other Cur, the one that obviously can have the orb. Barker again. Can't really pass it back to Rookie, though, as I'm afraid he does have a serious case of the Butterfingers. Or, for the Curs, I guess Butter Paws? Oh, Black Heart! Lilac also had a Curse Talisman. I did not realize that until just now. Also, that is a ginormous howler.
Why is it so big?
That has to be the biggest howler I've ever seen. By a pretty significant margin
Why
at that.
is it so big?
That's Barker. So
Is that a glitch?
you would
Like,
think
is that
technically the Howler's stats, the Howler's quickness is based on the base character's quickness. But so the speed does vary from one Howler to the next. I am not aware that the size of the Howler varies though, and that was a Cur. So if anything, you would have expected that were a sap or a demon, and maybe that would translate to a bigger Howler, but wouldn't expect that from Barker.
Barker throws himself into the flame.
Barker's little known cousin, Barker Butterpaws. Or Baker Butterpaws, yeah. That is good.
I was gonna say, actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Butterpaws would be a valid Cur name. It might be.
Sorry, man.
It might be. I'll have to check.
We're gonna have to consult the lore on that one.
Exactly.
Well, Chewing Dragon down to 4 Pyre Life. Then again, once again, does have a sap, and we saw Rekindling last time. That could always be the case this time as well. So there's a chance Lilac only needs 1 score here. Well, it's 50 once more.
There it is.
There's the second life bar. Chewing Dragon in decent standing. In fact, at least at the moment, does have more Pyre Life than Lilac. Of course, Lilac also has a sap and may also have Rekindling. Exactly how much, I'm not certain. There's the explosive temper. Rookie, despite being unable to pick up the orb, still finding ways to help out his team. Gareth, with an amazing display on the runway.
Have you heard of Gareth's evil twin brother Balenciaga?
I was so ready for you to say Palmer.
Wait, what? No. No. He has a twin brother named Balenciaga, I think, or Chewing Dragon. What's his name? I forgot what name you gave him. It's part of the Chewing Dragon lore.
Okay. Also, for what it's worth, we did see Lilac has Numbing Gust on Palmas here, which means at most Lilac has 10 Rekindling. Definitely does not have 50 unless Lilac happens to have a little bit from a RITE NITE talisman. So I think from that standpoint, we can safely say Chewing Dragon legitimately does have the lead here.
It's actually almost fun to play saps when I am not playing against people that are like the CEO of saps. Wait, that sounded like an insult. I'm sorry.
No, now I want to see a art of like Manly. I feel like would be the CEO of saps in like a nice black suit.
Yes.
Well, yes, I am, in fact, the CEO of SAPS. Thank you for asking. Need a tier list of our SAP CEOs, please. Exactly.
Like the people in RITE Club that like are really good at playing saps. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that Chewing Dragon is bad at saps. Just to clarify.
The orb is up.
Oh, there's a guy over there.
There is a guy over there. In fact, Chewing Dragon couldn't really do much with that guy, because that was the guy who can't pick up the orb. So he was just kind of over there, taking up space, guarding the orb, unable to do anything with it. That is the challenge after Chewing Dragon plunged with one of his two characters who can hold the orb. His only one who can now is a sap, who does lack some mobility. So maybe an opportunity here for Lilac to throw that in, and that might have been unblockable from that range. And at this point, we have already seen Chewing Dragon's rekindling, so it is possible with a full damage.
Is that normal?
That's a little unusual. Usually you can't place the saplings on top of each other, and while there was maybe not quite 100% overlap, it was awfully close.
This is what happens when you let Chewing Dragon play. All sorts of weird things happen.
Okay, but that cur did not have enough damage, so Chewing Dragon holds on, but now anyone on Lilac's team would have enough, and the same can be said for Chewing Dragon, though of course Chewing Dragon, as we've previously established, cannot do much with his other cur. Offensively, at least, with Rookie.
Excuse me, his name is Rookie.
Gareth, blocked. Vanishes one defender, gets the orb back, jumps in, and it is Gareth! With a glorious, stylish plunge. Of course, he is the one to take the win.
Of course, it's Gareth.
Had to be Gareth.
The rite is ended.
All right, look at that. Fantastic.
Until the stars align.
Star-crossed lovers, the saplings? I don't know. I mean, they got closer than you would usually be able to put saplings, so if anything, I would not call them star-crossed. I would say other saplings are star-crossed.
Mm-hmm. They have defied all odds to be together.
Yeah. Alright, well let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see in the next one between Lilac and Chewing Dragon. Oh, Frost King, very good. Very good.
Who?
Oh.
Who? Oh, it's a Romeo and Juliet reference.
It was.
I know literature. I know literature.
Let us know, chat, if there's anything we would like to see for the next one. Otherwise, if not, we can leave it up to the players.
Why is one of Chewing Dragon's other names on Steam Carpet?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Care to elaborate on that?
Literature? As in, reading?
The disdain with which you said that.
That's
was
illegal!
You sound like the nerd emoji. That
excuse
voice.
me.
Excuse me.
Actually, that was only illegal in the Commonwealth. We are currently in the downside. There is no centralized police system in the downside, and therefore one could read however much you would like, and you would never be punished for it because they've already sent you to your punishment.
Don't you wear glasses in real life?
Yeah. No, I absolutely didn't
Oh my god.
push the glasses up.
Oh my god, that's amazing. You know what? You know what? I want to experience that again.
Oh. Oh.
Mr. Archjustice, send him to the downside and have him expelled. Hello? Hello?
We're already in the downside.
Hello?
Hello?
Lids, look. Cheering Dragon, he's here. He walks among us.
Oh. Yeah, his Discord name is different.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, well, it looks like we are going to do another customize off then.
Excellent.
There's no escape.
We shall see what we end up with this time.
And maybe something exciting will happen soon. I don't know.
Oh. Oh?
Maybe I have a special request coming up.
Oh. Okay, well, at least for this one, we have a cur, a savage, and an imp on Lilac's side. We have a crone, a savage, and a cur
Yes.
on Chewing Dragon's side.
I'm normal. I'm normal.
Well, here's Tizo. Albert. Has looks like might just be 2 jumps. Depending on whether Lilac was testing all the way to see if there were the maximum of 3. We obviously saw the 20 damage on the plunge, so that confirms that Lilac has at least the first mastery on the right side. Down goes the stowaway. Is Barker... is he faster than usual? That Barker seems fast. And he is all left side, by the looks of things.
Dragon, what did you do? What did you do to Barker?
Oh, I just made him follow some Isaac sticks.
What? Lids, do you have anything to say about this?
I will admit I did not catch what Chewing Dragon said.
Something about Islak sticks?
Oh.
If I was hearing correctly. But also I tend to have trouble hearing people sometimes.
Well, Chewing Dragon with the wherewithal. Plunge there for 30 with Udmilda. Want to buy some death sticks? Is what he's... oh dear. A 12 damage throw from Chewing Dragon there. That was from Almer.
I'm doing this for Isaac.
Oh my goodness.
What? Wait, what just happened there?
Tizo avoids the cast, but then does still go down. Meanwhile, Almer, hanging out near the pyre, able to throw that one in for 20, and that means, well, there are no saps for the first time in a long time, so we won't see any rekindling from that, but there could still be a Rite Light Talisman, potentially. If not, then 1 score might be all that Chewing Dragon needs. Oh, Kerfang! A little bit of bonus damage for Lilac there. But it now means no Tizo, and now only Dalbert here. Typhoon Bottle, though. Nice little surprise. Slows Chewing Dragon down, helps out Lilac, although Chewing Dragon still able to get an 8 damage throw in, and now at this point, just about anything would do for Chewing Dragon. Again, barring a Rite Light. But now we've seen at least 1 or 2 talismans for Lilac, and since you only see that Rite Light at the very end, and there's otherwise no hints that it might be there, that tends to mean it shows up when you have little to no information about your talismans.
I want Barker to burn today.
Barker makes his move and finishes the job.
The withdrawal prevailed. And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two.
Alright, let's head on back,
Until the next rite.
and let us know, chat, if there is anything we would like to see for the next one between these two.
Perhaps I got something up my sleeve.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, I've been planning this for a while.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Whatever might you be
Yeah.
referring to?
Give me a second.
Oh?
Give me a second.
Oh dear.
Hold on, I need to type it out.
Oh. Are we about to get a novel here?
Hold on. Give me a second. Oh god, this is... Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Something tells me you have written a novel in a separate document and you just have to copy paste 20
I
pages
am
worth of text.
copy-pasting something. How did you know?
Okay, let us see. The arena is the boat. But that is not all. Oh, hold on. That is not all. A boat is a watercraft of a large range of types and sizes, but generally smaller than a ship, which is distinguished by its larger size or capacity, its shape, or its ability to carry boats. Small boats are typically used on inland waterways, such as rivers and lakes, or in protected coastal areas. However, some boats, such as whale boats, were intended for offshore use. In modern naval terms, a boat is a vessel small enough to be carried aboard a ship. Footnote 1. Boats vary in proportion and construction methods with their intended purpose, available materials, or local traditions. Canoes have been used since prehistoric times and remain in use throughout the world for transportation, fishing, and sport. Fishing boats vary widely in style, partly to match local conditions. Pleasure craft used in recreational boating include ski boats, pontoon boats, and sailboats. Houseboats may be used for vacationing or long-term residence. Lighters are used to move cargo and from large ships unable to get close to shore. Lifeboats have rescue and safety functions. Boats can be propelled by manpower, such as rowboats and paddle boats, wind, such as sailboats, and inboard-outboard motors, including gasoline, diesel, and electric. History silver model of a boat, Tomb PG 789, Royal Cemetery of Ur, 2600-2500 BCE. Further information: maritime history differentiation from other prehistoric watercraft. The earliest watercraft are considered... A boat differs from a raft by containing its buoyancy by having most of its structure exclude water with a waterproof layer, such as the planks of a wooden hull, the hide covering, or tarred canvas, of a carack. In contrast, a raft is buoyant because it joins components that are themselves buoyant, for example, logs, bamboo poles, bundles of reeds, floats, such as inflated hides, sealed pottery containers, or in a modern context, empty oil drums. The key difference between a raft and a boat is the earliest boats may have been either dugouts or hide boats. Footnote 2. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because this is very clearly a copy-paste from Wikipedia.
How did you know?
I don't know, maybe the length of the text, maybe the footnotes that you didn't remove, maybe the text that was very clearly what was originally written underneath the images to describe them, but otherwise was not coherent with the rest of the text.
That's what I've been planning. Also, I think someone else made a request. I think
Baylor
made
may
a
have
request.
snuck a Falcon Ron in there, which you know is fitting. That is pretty fair, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fitting.
Well, I think we have customized still on here, if I remember correctly. I think that was just for the last one, although I may be forgetting after, you know, I did have a little bit of a phase there where I was all focused on this boat narrative. But alas, for this one, let me throw one of these and one of these. The Forbidden Boat Lore match.
We got
Apparently,
2 Rons.
Wikipedia is now forbidden.
We got 2 Rons.
Okay. Oh, and hold on. Wait. The Exiles are the Forbidden Boat Lore match? Oh no. What does that mean?
Question mark?
What does it mean?
What does it all mean?
Why are we here?
Why are we here just to suffer?
Okay, why don't we get this one started up, and maybe in the meantime, Chewing Dragon will divulge what exactly he means with this exile request.
Do you say egg smile?
I'm not really sure what I said. May or may not have been mid bite of a strawberry.
Wait, am I still playing against Chewing Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Are you sure about that?
Who shall conduct
I mean,
the rites?
the spirit of Falcon Ron is strong in this one.
True.
Don't get me wrong.
True.
I don't know if that's what you're
what
referring to.
What is the exile's request exactly? I forgot.
This is a reference, he says.
A reference to what?
Parker, Tizo, and Ruki for Lilac. Parker, Tizo, Ruki, Lilac, and then... Not sure. The next one,
Choose someone.
what?
Huh?
What? Who has that username? That is an incredible username.
Wait, what?
That username
What?
is immediately S tier.
What? Am I reading that correctly?
Oh, technically you misspelled it, but other than that, S tier.
Wait,
Oh,
no,
well, no, okay. It's an
Ron?
abbreviation. Falcon Ron is indeed strong with this one.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He has blessed us with his presence.
He was summoned.
He was indeed. He was indeed. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment.
He's been reborn into the right club.
I never thought I'd see this day.
The newborn Falcon Ron. What do you think he looked like as a baby?
I don't know. Do we know how old Falcon Ron is now?
Good question. I'm kind of scared to ask.
I mean, we know what his dad looks like. His dad looks very different. Which might suggest that
Very
Falcon Ron
different.
himself is quite young.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wanna buy some Stardust? It's me, Falcon Ron.
Barker, Tizo, and Ruki for me. Barker.
Alright, well, Falcon Ron, we will happily do your request in the next one. We do already have things lined up in this one.
Tizo.
I'm not sure if Chewing Dragon ever specified what he was going to use. He said what Lilac had. But I'm not sure we know what's...
Should I be scared, Chewing Dragon?
I mean, it's a Falcon Ron match in a bunch of ways, so...
Yeah.
Whether you choose to be scared or to embrace the chaos, that's up to you.
Tay.
It was Pizzo, Barker, and two again.
Let me double check. Rookie.
All right. An interesting selection. Any lore behind these choices, Chewing Dragon?
I mean, Chewing Dragon said this was a reference, which I assume means this has happened before.
Intriguing.
Oh, Lilac taking a ring. That... I don't know. That certainly may get some people's attention. Doing all right. How are you, Falcon Ron? Chewing Dragon says this one might not be so great.
That's concerning. That's a concerning thing to say.
This is the Spirit Dimension storyline. I am sorry, Lilac. It must be done.
Wait. Wait.
It sounds like there may be
Chewing
some
Dragon?
implications after all.
Chewing Dragon? What'll happen if I lose this match?
Selling some Stardust. Nice, nice.
Also, Chewing Dragon, how many more matches do you think you're good for? He's typing.
Raji the Alchemist will have other test subjects then.
What?
What?
Excuse me? What? Excuse me?
Excuse me?
I'm eating some candy
I can
right
tell.
now. How scared should I be, Chewing Dragon?
Yes.
Yes?
No, he hasn't said. We shall see. Perhaps only time will tell, as Lilac almost makes it in there, now does on the second attempt, with a 25 damage plunge of the Imp variety. Rookie. Barker. Oh, blocked at the last second. Excuse me?
Wait, what was what?
Excuse me?
Wait, what was that?
Hold on. Where's the stowaway right now?
Interesting exchange.
Where's the stowaway?
What?
Yep, I thought I might have noticed that.
I am sorry, what?
Did you see where the stowaway was?
Yes, I did! What
Well,
was that?
she's plunging now, but a minute ago, she was who knows where. Maybe the nest of Trieste, for all we know.
Bye, Tay.
She went into orbit.
It seems so. Also, what just happened to the orb there?
'Tis taken.
I don't know.
Ooh,
In the name of
big
sodium
imp plunge once again from Lilac.
Weird things are happening today. First
Weird
we
things are definitely happening.
We got Ron, we got Chewing Dragon, we got everything.
We got a
today,
civil
and next
war
week-
initiated.
Uh-huh.
Stowaway. She's stopping to contemplate. Here is the stowaway, but down she goes. Tizo, down he goes. Relatively dangerous portal for Lilac. Whoa, super speed from the stowaway there. The combination of the salute and the portal soon thereafter.
the withdrawn hunger to prevail. Yes.
Lilac slowly saunters forward while Chewing Dragon is too busy saluting to defend. It's okay, priorities.
Seem to be falling behind.
What were we saying before about establishing dominance? Maybe that is the most important factor.
'Twas dangerously close. From burning flame.
Chewing Dragon back in for 20, and that means one more score, potentially all he needs. And same could be said for Lilac, because I think Lilac does have bonus damage on Tizo, if I remember correctly.
What happened there?
Chewing Dragon in a tricky place where it's actually hard to get the orb, but he does. Next to the portal, immediately goes through it. Starts going flying near Lilac's Pyre, but Lilac back in possession. Ruki. Trying to invoke the boat magic, it would seem, as Lilac continuously tries to jump straight into the puddle. Now Barker, he'll make it in, and that drops Chewing Dragon down to just 5 Pyre life. So certainly one score would be enough for Lilac here, except it is Chewing Dragon with the stowaway at the
GG.
last second to get the job done.
Fire nearly was extinguished there, but no.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. It was a close one.
Until the next rite.
Uh-oh. Chewing Dragon says, that was a close one, but you failed.
What? I what?
I don't know. I don't know. Might be cause for some concern. The implications. Chewing Dragon says, I will leave for now, but you can only imagine that that may just mean he is off to write a novel without all the implications here.
Yeah. Yeah. Farewell, Chewing Dragon.
Alright, well in that case, let me free Chewing Dragon from remote play, or he will free himself. That does mean we are looking for one more person here to jump in and take Chewing Dragon's spot. We do also have the Falcon Ron customized off request in the queue.
Hey, what? Wait, what?
With, perhaps,
What?
all of the Titan Stars as well.
What? What?
Because says he can jump in. Let me get you in, Makos.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Makos. How are you?
We are doing all right.
Nice.
Have you noticed that we have a new, there's someone new among us?
Oh, you mean Falcon Ron? The Falcon Ron?
Yes.
He's kind of a celebrity around these parts.
You could
So
say
I've
that.
heard.
All right. All of the Titan stars?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Macaws, which team would you like to be today?
Put me on the accusers today.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling pretty accusatory.
I mean, I wouldn't accuse you of such, but your words, not mine.
Do
I
people
did.
carry Falcon Ron when playing the story?
I did. And I don't regret it. I love you, Falcon Ron.
All right. Well, we do have, what was it? The customize off for this one. In addition to all Titan stars, all from Falcon Ron. So Macaws, well, I would say Macaws is getting quite the warm-up here, although technically that does mean those Titan stars are working in Macaws' favor. So maybe it is legitimately an easier warm-up in that way. So let's get started.
I'm scared.
The Titan stars. The tattered mantle. Lord Gandroth. Time singer on.
What?
Limbless Erezek.
It's a
Why
lot of
would you do
Titans.
this? Why would you do this?
That's
Wait,
a lot of Titans.
Who's getting the advantage here?
Macaws is.
Oh, awesome.
Just signed a sponsorship deal with the Slug Market.
It's true. It kicked in this week.
The accusers.
That's great.
Customize off as well, and that has given us a worm, a nomad, and a sap for Lilac, a harp, a nomad, and an imp for Macaws. In addition to, of course, all of those Titan Stars benefits for Macaws, and those benefits are plentiful. They are significant.
I feel scared.
The orb bathes
Basically, many things that would usually be built into talismans, Macaws just automatically has built in on all of his characters due to those Titan Stars.
You are powerless for now.
As evidenced by the humongous aura that Macaws' imp still had, even while in possession of the orb. Deluge tries to make his way through, but he is stopped.
It was almost cruel.
Tizo banishes while he has the orb, courtesy of that aura from the Titan Stars. Tizo again, this time goes straight in, and that was rekindling. So Lilac holding on with 10 from the second life bar, but Macaws, powered by the Titan Stars, is quite the formidable figure here.
The accusers
GG.
prevail.
GG.
They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
Power of capitalism, baby.
The right is complete.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. That's the look of an imp who just signed a new sponsorship deal.
Until the stars align.
Okay, so let us know, chat, if there is anything we would like to do for the next one. I think we are through the queue now. Oh, we technically are going to have Titan Stars hangover effect, so I'm just going to quickly start and then go back to the setup screen after this, just so that Macaws does not have negative stats.
The fate.
There we go. But yes, let us know if there is anything we would like to see for the next one. Otherwise, of course, we can always leave it up to the players to take whatever they'd like. And as I was mentioning before, we did a little bit of the archetype system last week. We were testing that out for the first time. And I have a bunch of them now. I've made the list longer. So we can go back to that if people are interested in experimenting further with that system this week too. Falconron approved of that match. Fantastic. Macass will see that soul in his bank account shortly.
Run.
Alright, not seeing any requests from chat here though, so it sounds like we may leave this one up to the players then.
The fate
Oh,
versus the
Yes.
accusers.
a random vote.
Yes!
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
To which Lilac responds with a leeching Orlek.
Tizo.
Then a speedy Tizo for Macass.
Edwin.
A speedy Headwind for Lilac.
Exile.
Quick throwing Raji, I think that was, on Macass's end. Leeching Pamitha, that's the final choice for Lilac.
Messenger.
And lastly, Webbed Lanthorn on what is a full imp team for Macass.
Wait,
There we
hold
go.
on. So
Okay.
I was sending a message in chat.
I wasn't sure if
forgot
Lilac was just in awe from the triple imps. Completely starstruck. Which would be understandable. Well, that was some impressive boat magic, but Macass was not starstruck. In fact, he responded with an 8 damage throw. Ooh, quite the flight from Orlek, but again, Macass just weaves his way through and in for a 25 damage plunge. This time the throw intercepted by Lilac. Opportunity here for Lilac. And not only 25 damage on the Orlek plunge, but also 10 leech. It does mean no Orlek in this round, so a little more room for Macass to maneuver. And right now it's just Messenger in. But he sees the opening, and he sees his opponent plunging for 15.
What is Twin Dragon planning?
You know, we'll find out soon enough, I suppose. As once again, it's Orlek for 25 damage and 10 leech. Ooh, a long-range throw from Macass. Good for 25. Raji tries the throw, but that time it's intercepted. Headwind. Banished. Now Raji on the attack. Ooh. Quickly taken care of by Pamitha. Over to Headwind. Oh, Macass. Sneaky. Did set up a portal there, but I think Lilac noticed. And instead, Macass goes the direct route. Doesn't need the portal, as he'll throw this in for 25. That is not the first time Orlek has seemingly jumped straight over the orb for that initial orb race, and Macoss gets the orb and plunges for 25.
Seem to want their freedom more.
Did you know that lemons are quite sour?
This is in fact true,
Devious maneuver.
as Macoss throws in for another 25, and that means one score potentially. All Macoss needs here, as, oh my goodness, Tizo took flight. He was shot out of a cannon. Unfortunately for Macoss, Tizo did not have the orb at that point in time, so he couldn't do much with that opportunity, but this time he does
GG.
plunge in for the win.
Their pyre burns,
GG.
whilst that of their adversaries is but ash. The ceremony is complete
All right, let us head on back.
until the stars align.
So something going on from Chewing Dragon, and then we do have an exiles request from Falcon Ron for all them humany folk, which I take to mean savages and nomads. I'm assuming harps do not qualify? Or demons for that matter? Yep. IDK, man. Fair enough. Alright. Is there
Chewing Dragon
anything
is
else?
gathering his strengths.
This must be done. Oh no.
I'm scared. I'm very afraid,
Why
actually.
don't we get this one started? So it sounds like it's a combination of savages and nomads.
Mm-hmm.
The fate shall now face the accusers. Welcome.
This time at the pit.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Is there like a specific nomad to savage ratio that you must
There is
follow?
no mention of a specific nomad to savage ratio.
I just wanted to make sure. Also, Headwind has a hangover. I
Oh,
think.
this is true. You did go speedy with him last time. If you were planning on doing triple nomad, we can reset if you'd like. If not, I would recommend taking a different nomad.
Alright.
Sandra.
It remains a speedy nomad, though this time it's Snadra.
Just mix them up like trail mix?
Whoa!
What? Gareth looks like a bee. A very ugly bee.
Gareth making a statement with the bottled void. And a leeching stowaway. So remember, combination of nomads and savages. The savages tend to certainly lean more offensive. Nomads typically lean more defensive, although of course it is possible to mold your team to suit your preferences and maybe go a little more in one direction or the other. So we'll see what decisions these two make in that regard. Just the balance of nomads versus savages can also play a pretty big factor in those calculations.
I personally. Okay, hold on. I think that Omer looks very nice in pink, and that Gareth looks like an ugly bee.
Gareth will remember this.
Will he now? Will he now?
Alma.
Alright, and it is extra Pyre life from Snadra in Macass's last spot, and here we go. A Savage plus Nomad showdown, and there is the false step from Gareth. But everyone down on Macass's side. Potential opportunity here for Lilac, who runs it in with the stowaway for a 20 damage plunge.
Good.
Snadra, down she goes. Everyone down now on Lilac's side, which means time for a Lendl throw for 20 damage and 10 leech. Down goes Gareth. But he comes back, and he brings back his teammate, Lendl.
Lendl the stinker.
Mere attempt.
Harsh words.
Are they inaccurate words?
It's not what I said.
So you agree? You agree that he's a little stinker?
I neither confirm nor deny. Neither support nor oppose this statement.
The fire of resolve.
He casts from those nomads,
All banished.
and looks like Lilac lost out on that trade. Some more room for Gareth. He'll plunge for 20, but it means now he's gone in this round.
Well cast.
Lendl. He'll plunge. 20 damage, 10 leech. But no prayer beads, so he's gone as well.
More banishment for Sondra.
A little off-the-wall action from Almer, though not stylish enough to throw off Macass there.
Hey, watch your words.
Farewell.
I'm sorry, that looked much more stylish. Just there. No worries, Frost King. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your meal. Big power cast from Lendl. Oh, and he still gets the throw off there, even as he was in the process of getting banished. And it means one score is all Macass needs,
GG.
and there it is.
GG.
GG indeed.
Outperformed their adversaries.
Short for Gareth, good.
Fight is ended.
No. It stands for good game, not Gareth good. Because as we all know, Gareth not good.
Under this circumstance, though, with Gareth in this winning pose,
Until the next rite.
alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, of course, we can always leave it up to the players. That works too. Not seeing anything at the moment, though. Oh, except Falcon Ron is pondering. Will we get more redeems from the Ronster himself? Give me a sec. Oh, okay. It would seem there is something. Oh. Exile's request for Falcon Ron's favorite customers. Now, are you going to tell us who your favorite customers are, or is that up to the players to determine who those might be? If you're my favorite customer, you'll know who you are. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
The fate shall confront the accusers. Welcome.
Ah, yes, of course. Of course.
Who shall conduct
That is
the
precisely
right-
what I was thinking.
What?
So Lilac says teammate number 1 is Rookie.
Falcon Ron's favorite customer, huh? It's gotta be this guy, right?
Oh, interesting choice.
He's loaded.
Explain your. Yes, but does he buy from Falcon Ron specifically?
Manly.
He's got to. He's on my team.
There's
I've already locked him in.
no going back.
The uniforms
mean-
are made of. His uniform is made of solid gold. Like,
Hmm. Are you sure it's gold and not just yellow fabric?
what is gold but not a shiny yellow?
Hmm.
Now we're asking
Gold
the
with-
real questions.
Gold, the color is a shiny yellow. Gold, the rock is not.
I believe the word you were looking for was mineral or element.
Yes.
Well,
What if they named the mineral after the crayon and not the other way around?
Brain explodes.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm probably going to regret it. Where is he? Oh. For a second, I thought he got removed from the roster list.
Now, the real test would be if you guys remembered what the most expensive talismans are from Falcon Ron, because a real top customer would know that and would deliberately purchase only the finest of goods from Falcon Ron.
Okay, give me a second. I know Lunar Glass was pretty expensive, wasn't it? Flame Leech was expensive. Everything this guy sells is expensive.
Whoa! That was uncalled for.
Is it inaccurate?
Falcon Ron is a reasonable businessman.
Is he really?
He is an esteemed entrepreneur.
I think he's a con man.
Whoa!
I think that Ron is a big con man.
My goodness. I'm not sure if Falcon Ron will stand for this kind of slander. You will live to regret those words.
Wait, what?
That's from Falcon Ron.
Is he threatening?
He might be threatening you.
Rookie.
Should I be scared?
I don't know. You were the one who invoked the rage of Falcon Ron.
I'm sorry, Falcon Ron, forgive me.
Tay.
Now that I think about it, Rookie was his supplier, right? They kind of had like a.
Uh-huh.
They definitely
And
had
they-
a deal going on between those
There was
two.
like a business partnership.
Yeah.
Partnership, you say?
So I don't know. There was some tit for tat. I guess in some ways they were like customers of each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So sure, we can do that. And then I'll say Sandra.
Perhaps even a couple of lovebirds.
Prices are so good it killed her.
Sandra,
All right, well, here we go. With two teams representing Falcon Ron's best customers.
I think he specifically said favorite customers.
Favorite customers. Favorite customers, best customers. I mean, well, then, of course,
Whether-
some of those customers proceeded to insult Falcon Ron's business several times over. So, you know, I'm not sure how that factors into how
Who are
we're
you
considering
talking
these
about?
things.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know, maybe the person who said multiple times that they thought Falcon Ron was a con man?
unscathed.
I may recall
That's
someone
how-
having said more or less those words.
That does sound a little familiar.
Manly flung the orb into the flame.
Might I remind you, Macos is working off a Falcon Ron sponsorship right now.
Wait, is
Macos may or may not be already very much in Falcon Ron's favor.
he? I mean, I'm getting that implication right now.
The orb engulfed in fire.
The only reason I'm winning, I'll be honest.
Now go on, just once more.
Well, you're also just really good at the game.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
One of these rather angry
there's definitely a moment in which Macos was asserting dominance.
for all.
His lilac does a loop-de-loop around the fire, but does not land in it. At least not quite.
That's it.
Now here comes Macos with Snadra and Manly. Manly, his throw is quick, but it's not quite quick enough to get it off in time. Although Snadra brings him back. And with that throw, triggers Lilac's rekindling, which is 50. Quite a bit at that. So we are far from done here. Is the source of the rekindling really the saps? Or is it based on how much you paid Falcon Ron off before the match?
Such a good question.
Stowaway. Hip hopping around and into the lava at the end there. Snadra now explodes, taking out the entirety of Lilac's team. Now is Manly quick enough to get in the throw? He is.
GG.
The accusers prevail. Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame.
GG. Well
The
played.
ceremony is complete.
And with that, perhaps confirmation that it is none other than Manly, who was in fact customer numero uno of Falcon Ron.
Until the stars align.
The refs on that one. Thanks to the patronage of our dear friend Manly.
All right. Let us know, chat, if there is anyone else who would like to get in. Just because it's starting to get, not that it's, you know, we're about to wrap things up, but want to make sure we have time if anyone else is interested.
Yeah, I was going to say this. This might be my last right.
Okay, gotcha. He is not your favorite customer. Oh dear. You have no respect for that man. What about the tree, though? Oh my goodness! Falcon Ron says he is disappointed in Macos. Despite that
God.
performance.
Cut me deep, Falcon Ron.
I don't
What
know.
did you say?
I said he cut me deep. He cut me deep just now.
Perhaps that sponsorship might be in jeopardy after all. It's the truth. My goodness. Well, let
my
us know,
God.
chat, if there's anything we'd like for the next one.
Well, does anyone else, would anyone like to take my place before we start the next one?
Yeah, Lilac is volunteering to swap out. If there is anyone else who would like to hop in here, let us know. Are you good to do one more, though, if there isn't anyone immediately able to swap in?
I think so. What do you mean nearly done,
Oh.
Chewing Dragon?
Oh. That's a little bit ominous. Why don't we get this one going?
Yeah.
It
yeah.
does sound like we are looking for someone to swap in for Lilac after this, and we may be about to hear more from Chewing Dragon in the not-so-distant future.
I'm scared.
Welcome.
I'm in danger.
Who shall conduct the rites?
That is a Simpsons reference.
Oralek.
And that is a Speedy Orlek. Luminous Idol on Pamatha is the lead for Makos. Sounds like perhaps Falcon Ron was saying that Orlek may have been one of the customers he was looking for in the previous match. At least that's the
Intriguing.
implication. I'm reading between the lines a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sense I'm getting, though.
Mm-hmm. Leeching Gilman in the second spot for Lilac. Nah, he's just a cool guy.
Bertrude.
Leeching Bertrude. Second choice for Makos. It also took every ounce of will in my body not to turn that into a cool guy syndrome reference, and now here we are.
Whatever happened to Cool Guy Syndrome?
I mean, you know, that was a while ago when they were playing, and as time goes on, some people get busy, move on, do other things. Other people get more involved in multiplayer Pyre. So, you know, it's a natural cycle of the rights in that way.
The circle of life.
And it rules us so.
I'd be interested in seeing a Makos Archer Paws matchup.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
Honestly.
if Chewing Dragon is looking to get back in once he's done with whatever it is he's working on, or if he's done at least with games. for
He's
the night.
writing his new novel. No
His
doubt.
magnum opus.
How does he just keep topping himself?
What just happened? How did Makos throw that in exactly? I feel like that was some S-tier misdirection from Makos, and I did not see what the source of that throw was. Meanwhile, there is Lilac plunging for 15. The throw this time clearly from Makos's crone, I can say that much with confidence.
He says, "I've wanted to do this for so long."
Oh dear. That is
What?
That is a little scary.
Should I feel like I should be afraid.
Vampire's flames.
There is once again an Orlek plunge.
This is
Time
a
for
long
25.
one.
Tribes of
This is a long one.
Now that is how to
30 damage plunge from Makos.
Oh god, I'm
Fate's
scared.
adversaries may as yet prevail. Bask in the
Makos
purified
quick
flame.
with the harp plunge. And now that means no Pamatha here. Orlek. Down he goes for Lilac. just Bertrude. Macaw so had to settle for the throw, but it worked. Despite being pushed away, still able to get it off for 15. That is potentially just enough for Macaw to finish it with one score. Would need to be Bertrude, though, you would think. So does Macaw try to force the issue here? Well, no forcing necessary. He does get that plunge, but that was rekindling that time, I believe, from a right light, because it was 20. And obviously, Lilac does not have any saps. So it's not coming from a mastery. Macaw this time with the imp.
GG.
Seals the deal.
Accusers prevail.
GG.
Most excellently done this time, I must admit.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right. Well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And I think we are potentially looking both for someone to take Lilac's spot here, if there is anyone who is interested in hopping in for some matches, and maybe also awaiting what is likely to be a serious bombardment of text from Chewing Dragon.
Excuse me, I started choking.
Oh, you okay?
Yes. It was the doing of Falcon Run, no doubt.
I see. Okay. I understand now. So do we have anyone who is interested in hopping in here? It sounded like, Lilac, you are looking to swap out, is that right?
I am.
I can potentially hop in for a little bit if we don't have anyone from chat, but would certainly give preference to anyone, especially if anyone has not yet played today and would like to do so. Let us know. We can certainly look to make that happen. All right. Not seeing anyone at the moment. Why don't I'll free you, Lilac.
I'm free.
Oh, hold on. Not just yet.
No, I'm not free.
Now you're free.
Let me out. Free. Freedom. Thank you. Thank you, Lids.
GG's, Lilac.
Farewell. Thank you for the
Fare thee
good
well.
basketball. Farewell.
Alright. So let us know, chat, if there's anyone who would like to hop in here as one of our two players. Otherwise, as I said, I mean, I could hop in for a little bit as a placeholder.
I have never played against you before, Liz.
Murph will be there in like 15 to 20 if we're still going. Okay, tell you what, that sounds kind of good then. Maybe what we'll do is I'll hop in for a little bit, unless there's anyone else who's immediately available. I'll hop in, and Macaw and I can do a few matches, and then once Murph is ready, Murph, you can hop in, take my spot, and we'll do some Macaw Murph matches. How's that sound? Okay. All right. So, in that case, let me plug in the controller. And let me see what happens. We do... Oh, tabbing back into the game would probably help. Okay, that's me on player 2, so it looks like Macaw, you are probably shifting over to player 1 now, in all likelihood.
Sounds good to me.
Let me just update you here, preferably with the correct name. Preferably with the correct name. There we go. Okay.
Liz, I cannot wait for you to destroy me while also commentating over your own play.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. Let's see. So, I assume you're still looking to stay accusers, is that right, Macaw, or do you want to switch?
Oh, I've got to switch to mains if I'm facing off against the host of the RITE NITE.
Okay. Does that mean true Nightwings?
True Nightwings, for favor.
Okay. Then I will go with my use. Okay. So let us know, chat, if there is anything you would like for us to do for the next one. I'm probably going to be a little rusty. I could not tell you when the last time I played was, to be brutally honest. It's been a while. But we'll just have to roll with it. Alright. I suppose so. I suppose so. Alright, not immediately seeing anything from chat, so maybe we'll just hop in. Yahoo! Oh.
The true night wings.
Man, we're getting a ton of random boats
The
today.
Pyre hearts.
Ton of random boats.
Welcome.
So no requests from chat on this one, Macaw, so you are free to take whatever you'd like.
No.
An interesting choice. A very interesting choice. You see, I'm a bit of a harp lead fan myself.
Hamatha.
Oh. Experimenting a bit with the dark arts, I see. I see. Alright, well, I mean, obviously it has to be done.
Exile.
Oh,
Ignarius.
understandable. Understandable. Alright. Well, here we go. First matchup ever, I think, between Picasso and myself. Just quickly remember the buttons real quick. One moment. That would
My bad.
perhaps come. No, that's not. No worries. Not actually. I mean, it is kind of useful. Take a second, but you don't need to show any mercy in that regard. Just let's see. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. You aren't supposed to do that. No.
The true night wings are first to strike their adversary's flame. The Pyre.
Something a little more like that. Ooh. Oh dear. Oh dear. That crone switch is good. It is good. Oh no! I've been turned into a howler. A fate worse than death, some might say. No, that was, I think, technically retrievable. Or flying. It was a close one. Almost.
Yes. Fear not the purifying flame. Now end the ceremony. Now to the flame.
No, don't do that.
Too bad for that one. Splendid.
You see, Pamitha was kind of an important component of the team here. Losing her is kind of a big deal. But that's okay, we still have Gareth. We do still have the Garemeister. Ooh, that's... Ooh, I will be the first to admit I absolutely lucked out there.
The flame is stricken. There.
Nope.
Was flung right in.
What just happened? Question mark? Did anyone see that? GG. I'm very confused about what just happened there. The boat pushed me back?
Themselves surely have taken note.
Giveth, boat taketh away
It
sometimes.
did, absolutely. Yeah. GG. Well played.
Until the stars align.
All right. Well, that was, as I was saying, I think that was our first match ever, right, Makos?
That was history being made right there. Yes, sir.
Fantastic. You love to hear it. You love to see it. Let us know if there is anything else you'd like to see between us two, as I think I will probably end up swapping out fairly soon, as we are expecting to have a showing of the Murph variety in the fairly near future. But seeing no such requests, at least as of yet, may just hop back in here and take whatever we'd like. From one chaotic map to another. Oh, hold on. We did get a customized offer quest. Would we like to do this one for this match?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sure. Let's go for it. Let's turn the customize off. Oh no! We still want the Imp Arena? Okay, we'll go customize off on the Imp Arena. Fair enough. Fair enough.
The true Nightwings shall
Okay, let's see. So it's
the Pyre Hearts.
Nomad, Cur, Savage for Makos. It's Imp, Crone, and Demon for me. And that Demon may or may not be Orlek. Oof, indeed. Please do not do that. You have Luminous Idol. This is an interesting discovery. I have Shoulder Smash. No, you have a Shoulder Smash. This is also an interesting discovery. It would be a good thing to know if I were to have, say, a Celestial Spike. I went through that and still got hit by the cast. What a fool I was. Just gonna skirt around this way if you don't mind me.
First to strike their adversary's flame. Now then.
Shoot. No. Tizo. My boy. Is that even Tizo? That might not be that's Raji, actually. And the wait for Orlek to return is long and painful. Okay.
Sublime. There.
Oh, you had shoulder smash. I technically already knew this. And once again, the wait for Orlek's return is long and painful. No, I'm defenseless.
Headwind threw it in.
Ooh, and the leech as well.
It's good to know.
We're learning here. We are learning. Slowly but surely. Getting little bits and pieces of the information. Don't mind me.
In the name of Solium.
I'm a little stuck. These imps may have trapped me for a second there.
That's it.
No, don't do that. Don't luminous idol me. Okay. No. Also, that knocked you way further back than I expected. No, that power cast travels quickly, but so does my implosion, except that I am defenseless, and that is not going to be quick enough of a return unless Macaws hesitates. Oh, and he did, and I could have had it.
Splash.
Nearly. He'd have to rush the throw
The adversary.
a smidge. No. Save me, imps! That almost backfired 2 times over. Oh. Who am I kidding? That's not in range, but that is.
The bog crone dove into the flame. Once more like that, and we are finished here.
Whoa, darn it. You tickled his toes with the cast. I'm afraid it twas enough. Save me, imp. Save me, imp.
Absolute.
Don't mind me. Totally not stalling. Totally not stalling. If you could just, like, maybe wait a couple seconds, theoretically speaking. No! Needed a split second more. That was extremely foolish. Hello there.
Norbert dispatched.
No! My boy. I'm not gonna run into the shoulder smash, not this time at least. Been there, done that. GG.
The Pyre hearts prevail.
Well played.
And such a well-conducted victory it was. The rite is complete.
Alright, so that was Customize Off at the Imp Arena, the Isle of Kalimar. I will admit, I did not learn that many of my masteries or talismans. I might have been better to have experimented a little bit more. You had what? The, I feel like we saw a little bit more of your stuff, Macaws.
Yeah, Kerr had the cast. Not sure. We had a luminous idol on Savage. I think Nomad might have had quick throw there. His throw was coming out a little faster than normal.
You had the shoulder smash, which was big.
Yeah, but Orlek plus Imp, that's kind of hard to beat.
That is true.
You got rolled a really good comp there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is also the downside is, of course, the long respawn time, and the Crones also have long respawn time, so with aggressive banishment, which you were able to do with the Nomad to a certain extent, shoulder smash as well. That's that's how you punish it. Well, let us know if there is anything else we would like to see for the next one. Oh, let me, before I forget, turn that back on. Oh, and Murph, I see, is in chat again. I don't know if you're ready to hop in yet, Murph. Let me know when you are. Yep, you're good to go? Okay. Well, in that case, I might hop out and get Murph in. One moment, let me unplug the controller. Naturally tabs over to Steam Remote Play. No, Lids. That's not how you remove yourself from the game. That's not how that works. Almost. Almost. Alright, let me see. There is the Smurf. Mr. Murph. Invite should be on its way. Uh-oh. Chewing Dragon is proactively saying, please forgive me, Lids. I'm gonna say, is this something that would be better suited as a Discord message instead of a Twitch message? If you are truly about to bombard us with the novel that I think many of us are expecting to see, might that be a more suitable place? Okay.
Hello.
I was about to say, I feel like I just heard Murph getting in here. How's it going, Murph?
Pretty good.
Nice.
How are you guys?
Doing all right. All right. So let me... Actually, could you guys confirm who's player 1 and who is player 2 here?
I am player 2, I think.
Okay. No, that's also not how... Just finding all of the ways to misspell names today. And who would you like to be today, Murph?
I'll stick with Pyre Hearts.
Okay. Solid choice. Totally not biased.
Yes.
Alright, we do have a request for no talismans. That is the one thing that we have here at the moment. Other than that, seems like it's up to you guys. So why don't we get going? It's just a lot easier to read long messages in Discord, Chewing Dragon. If it's just, you know, lore related, well, lore.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, so it's the no talisman, but everything else is up to you guys.
That's so unfortunate.
It does change things quite a bit.
I love talismans.
It's true. They are quite popular, I hear, nowadays.
Oh, I instinctively am trying to make him blow up. He can't do that now. It's so sad.
No!
The deluge.
Out of context, that sentence is a little alarming. Alright, so of course neither player will get any talismans here, and it feels like that can affect some classes and some builds more so than others. For example, if it takes away the entire explodey worm, that is a very useful piece to have on many teams. But definitely, you could argue, just completely different without that talisman, or at the very least, it's quite a bit less effective. So do you take setups that otherwise might not rise quite as high on your list if they aren't as negatively affected by the lack of talisman, or do you stick with what usually works and just deal with whatever the downsides are of not having that talisman, even if they may be quite significant. Okay, it seems like Chewing Dragon has posted the long-awaited message in the Black Wagon on Discord for those who have been awaiting whatever it is that Chewing Dragon has been scheming. Manly in the last spot for Macaws. Murph went Crone in the second place.
Tizo.
Was that 4 masteries? Did you confirm before you clicked that 4th? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But it's Tizo in the last spot anyways, for Murph. And here is Murph with Pamitha, and flapping her way around and in for a 20 damage plunge. Obviously, no one has Prayer Beads on this occasion, so no one is coming back after plunging. And that is Murph using the Crone Sloop fairly early. Gets a couple banishments in the process, which is risky, because it did potentially give Macaws time to get an exile back, but still, Murph able to get the 29 damage throw off there, 1 less than the maximum, and it does make you wonder if that 1 damage Murph missed out on might come back to haunt him. Only time will tell. Well, everyone down on Murph's side, so time here for Macaws to throw this one in for 15. Murph back at it, but Macaws with a quick answer. Down goes Murph's Crone. Manly moves in, but he's quickly banished as well. Macaws back with the Worm. Also 1 point off the maximum damage there. Could see in either situation that might lead to one of the players being left on precisely 1 Pyre life, which is always interesting. It could happen. It's a 30 damage plunge this time round. That one for Macaws. But Murph looking to answer, and does. 30 damage of his own. And that means we are at a 1-score game, potentially, for Murph. Macaws likely needs 2. But after this throw, it may very well be sudden death. Now, Macaws does have a sap. I do not recall as to whether he took any rekindling, but he was saving the salute from his Crone. The ace up his sleeve, and Macaws plays it successfully.
A victory so narrowly achieved, and thus more glorious.
GG.
GG.
That was a nail biter.
That was indeed. Well played, you guys.
The 1 damage did matter. I dive with my heart.
All right, well, let
But
us
I didn't
know.
expect it to take me so long to kill the Howlers, keeping the orb away from me.
Let us know, chat, if there's anything we would like for the next one. Otherwise, at the very least, we'll set ourselves back to our defaults. Just gonna take a quick peek at the message that Chewing Dragon theoretically sent. I don't see it. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. I don't know. Well, anyways, let us know if there is anything that you guys would like us to do for the next one. As a little reminder, we did a little bit of the whole archetype thing last week. We've not done any of that this week. I did add a few more to the, several more to the list. So if we are interested in experimenting with that, we certainly can. Didn't really want to do it when I was in, just because there's the chance that it could be perceived as me deliberately choosing ones that were to my advantage and Macaws' disadvantage. Just sent it? Oh, it's a full-blown document. Oh. Okay.
Holy moly.
I did not open the document. I was expecting a really long message, not a document.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm not seeing anything request-wise right now, so why don't we have these two take whatever they'd like in this one?
The true Nightwings versus the Pyre Hearts.
And it's the pit.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
All up to you guys here.
Manly.
Macaws goes speedy throws with Manly. Murph does a power casting Lendl. Titan Tooth on Barker in the second spot for Macaws. Quick throwing, full rekindling Volfred, which, as a reminder, that is not quarterback Volfred. Don't worry, I know it came dangerously close. That is fine. Rare Beads Pamitha in the last spot for Macaws. And then Titan Tooth on Pamitha in the last spot for Murph. So alright, here we go with both players taking their preferred teams here, and immediately we see almost everyone get banished, and everyone who didn't get banished got stunned. It's Murph who emerges, plunging for 20. No prayer beads on that Pamitha. I think Macaws did take prayer beads on his, though. But Macaws instead goes the throwing route here. That's 25 damage from Manly. It's a small arena, so those saps do not have to travel far before they are in throwing range. That does make them quite dangerous, but Murph continues to go the other route, the plunging way. Once again, it is with Pamitha. But once again, Macaws looking to answer with a ping-pong pinball effect on that throw from Manly. Exploding sapling gets rid of the last defender. Oh, he was thinking about it. Oh, but Macaws instead goes the direct route. Oh, come on. Submit to the chaos, Macaws. As this time he plunges for 20 with his cur. No prayer beads on Barker, though. He's gone in this round. Manly moves in. Not quick enough, though. Murph. Oh, switches out of the Titan Tooth stun. And Macaws slides on in there for 20 more damage, and that may mean that Macaws just needs one more score, but both players do have saps. I think might remember seeing Murph take maximum rekindling, if I recall correctly, so I think we would still need several more scores in that case. And there is confirmation. It is the full 50, so Murph still holding on. Don't remember as well to what extent, if any, we saw Macoss take the rekindling, but it is Macoss again with those quick sap throws. It's another full 25, and that means one more of those may be all that Macoss needs. Here comes Manly!
And it is
Ooh.
done.
And it is done.
Good game.
GG.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
Well played, you two.
The right is done.
Alright. Well, let's head on back. And let us know, chat,
Until the stars align.
if there is anything we would like to see for the next one. Otherwise, of course, if you don't have anything in mind, we can always leave it up to the players, as we did for that previous one. Lilac, you may have missed the long-awaited narrative from Chewing Dragon. Not sure if you've seen it. Alright. Let us know if there's anything we're looking for the next match, otherwise we could leave it up to the players. We'll never recover from this. Not seeing anything though. It seems like chat's feeling pretty merciful right now. We'll leave this one up to the players. It's led to some good matches thus far. Oh, wait.
The true
Hold up.
Nightwings shall take on the Pyre.
This time at the cairn.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
And no requests from chat, so once again, all up to the players here to go with whatever they'd like. Saw a very sap-centric match last time around, which again may have had something to do with the relatively small arena that does tend to favor the saps a fair bit. This arena, though not large, is a little larger than the one we just saw, and it is a common arena to break out that talisman right there, the Canned Singularity. We were
I have
talking.
lost control.
Oh, let's see.
Much singularity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was too powerful. Okay, let's try starting off with just unplugging, replugging your controller,
Oh, well, it works now.
or just magically willing it into existence that it now works.
Tabbing out, tabbing in.
Yeah, who knows? Sometimes remote play does just choose to be like that. Oh,
Oh, wait. I messed that up.
hold on though. We saw Macoss embracing the chaos.
Webbed feet.
What R1 there?
Yeah, but
Alma.
I know how annoyed you get by webbed feet.
Well, both players embracing the madness of the Canned Singularity, although with slightly different methodologies. One using an imp, the other using a savage with false step. So we'll see how those two compare.
Sandra.
Snadra in the second spot for Macoss. Which Murph answers with an exploding worm, Sir Deluge. Speaking of which, Macoss does the same. Of course, we were saying they both have the Canned Singularity, which oftentimes is the center points, the focal points of the teams. And so maybe, although the character who has that might differ from one team to the next, maybe the supporting cast is somewhat similar. As we saw both of them take the exploding worm, though in this case, it's Typhoon Bottle on Volfred, so that is different as well. So this will be intriguing as to which which can singularity strategy wins out, and there will be times when chaos ensues. It might be a little hard to tell exactly what is happening, but just know that that is the source, and it is Macoss getting us started with that 20 damage plunge from Snadra. And the can singularity takes hold, as it will many times in this match, as Macoss follows up with an 11-point throw there. More can singularity, lots of can singularity. This time, a direct plunge from Murph. And I believe that was Almer who was the holder, the bearer of that can singularity. So at least for that round, there was perhaps a little less chaos, though Murph still able to score. Volfred a little lonely there, and there is the Typhoon Bottle activating. Although, still, Murph able to defend the Pyre. Macoss slowed, at least until Murph gets Volfred back. Sets up a bit of a wall with the sapling, although Macoss able to get over and around and in with that throw.
Seem to be falling behind.
Worm versus Worm. Macoss able to bring some reinforcements. Macoss again. This time for 23, courtesy of C's Chance. Murph. Almer goes down in the process. Macoss. Oh, down to the sapling. And that sapling is perhaps leading the team in terms of banishments right now, as everything is happening in and around there, and Murph plunging in with the sap for 25. Does mean now that it's only Deluge back defensively. That's probably not what Murph would like to see. Especially not with all this can singularity nonsense happening right in front of the Pyre. But here is Almer. The rare chance to take it a little further away. Oh, and look at that. The timing on the stunning claim. Oh, but Murph not able to get the finishing touches, as he almost was able to set up Almer for an uncontested score. Oh, C's chance on the throw, but it's short. Everyone down on Murph's side, but once again, the Typhoon Bottle does just enough. Buys Murph the time to get Almer back, at least defensively, although he then gets taken out. Back with Macoss. His throw stopped. Opportunity for Macoss here, though. Oh, it's off the mark. Second attempt does land, and at this point, it is possible for Macoss to have enough damage to at least remove all of Murph's starting Pyre life. Now, does Murph have Rekindling, though? We will not find out just yet, as that was only 15 damage on that plunge. But with this throw, we see it is 50 Rekindling, so Murph still standing strong here. The C's chance. 23 on that throw. Macoss tried to do it again, but came up a little bit short. Now it's Murph. Oh, but doesn't get the throw off in time, except Macoss is defenseless. Time for a 20 damage Almer throw. And as for how much Rekindling Macoss has, well, there's no sap. I don't think there's a RITE Light either. So we might have ourselves a one-score match. At least for Murph, although actually I don't think Macoss has enough damage right now. Even with the conditional damage. No C's chance there. Now it is sudden death, except now Macoss is down Deluge. Who will it be now? The men at work? Or will it be Snadra? Her throw is intercepted, and she's banished. Series of banishments. Macoss defenseless. Time perhaps for Murph to take the win. GG.
Their adversaries came ever so close.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Got a time
All right. Well, let's head on back
Until the stars align.
and let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like for the next one.
I've been out bottled.
It's true. It was a battle of the bottled void.
Well, I did have an extra bottle. I had a Typhoon bottle.
Oh, that's true. Oh, now it all makes sense. How
So
could we not have
stupid.
seen it? Should have
He brought a
known.
bottle. He brought a bottle for each hand, bro.
All right, let us know if there's anything we would like for the next one. Otherwise, we'll leave this one up to the players. Not seeing anything at the moment, though. So that one was, that was both of you voluntarily taking that bottled void, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's hop on back then. Who knows what kind of chaos we'll be in for this time round? Oh,
The true
perhaps of the imp
Nightwings
variety.
Shall now face the Pyre.
At least when it comes to the arena.
Who shall conduct the rites?
But the team composition is all up to the players here. As McCoss goes Speedy Bertrude, and for a second there, he was mousing over the imp, and you could see the gears turning, and it looked like perhaps he was considering the all imps on the imp arena, or at least there is certainly that temptation whenever you get the Isle of Kalamer. But both players resist, as that is a Titan Tooth on Pamitha in the first spot for Murph. Now, of course, we may very well still see some additional imps on one or both teams, just not a 100% imp setup, as that's a speed-throwing messenger imp for Macaws. And a quick-throwing, saluting Bertrude or Murph. Prayer beats Pamitha. That's Macaus's final choice. Now Web Lanthorn Tizo for Murph. So here we go. Very quick race for the orb. And it is Macaus who emerges with that 25 damage plunge. Throw intercepted. Murph stopped. Opportunity Macaus capitalizes with this 20 damage plunge from what I believe was, yes, Prayer Beads on Pamitha, and then quick follow-up. 30 damage Crone plunge here, and well, if he had the Prayer Beads on the Crone, one score would potentially be enough, although I think he has the extra damage on his Imp, so that might already be one score game territory, and perhaps Murph recognizes that, plays it a little bit safe, makes sure he at least gets the value from that Crone salute, and scored in the round preceding that as well. And then Macaus returns the favor.
The true Nightwings
And it is the Crones who define the match. GG.
Too much trouble.
Well played, you two.
The rite is complete.
Alright, let's head on back
Until the next rite.
and let us know, chat, if there's anything we would like to see for the next one.
Otherwise, of course, as always, if we don't have anything in mind, we can go back to having the players take their preferred teams. That works too. Hold on, okay. We are waiting something, it seems. Oh, I see. Okay, we're scaling things back here. No talismans. No masteries. Huh? All crones, I guess? Okay, so all crones with no talismans or masteries. Well, that does basically confirm we're going to see the same teams on both sides. This is going to come down to execution here more than anything. And I did just hear the sound effects of the boat.
Welcome, Bertrude.
Of course, the particularly telling thing here is the order in which the players choose their crones, and it is not the same. It was Bertrude first for Makos. It was Udmilda first for Murph. How interesting.
Udmilda. Exile.
All right, and here we go. Let us see how we fare with a scaled back, much more simple match between these crones, and a little bit of boat magic there, working in Murph's favor, although not quite enough to help get the crone in for the plunge. Makos, a little bit of leapfrog, or leap crone.
Close call there, no?
Definitely, it feels different, from this perspective at least, relative to what we tend to see from the crones. They do, for what it's worth, have a very long respawn time. One of the longest in the game, so that may prove to be one of the key factors here, defining the player's success, although on that occasion, Murph able to plunge without banishing much of anyone. Obviously no prayer beads, so if anyone does plunge, that means they're down one crone for the entirety of the next round, so that may be significant as well. And Makos, perhaps for that reason, opts to throw. Not for full damage, but does keep his crone in this round. See if that trade-off proves to be worthwhile. Oh, and there's a leap straight on in. And the other thing is, we may be accustomed to seeing oftentimes the crones dealing 30 damage per score, but in this case, it's going to be 25 at most every time. I feel like that is one of those masteries that a lot of people take for granted. Just assume the crones have 30 damage. No, it does start at 25.
Claimed again.
Oh, we also got a random Knights of the Sea, along with the random boat, which is fitting. Murph, oh, elusive, and enough time to get a full damage throw in because of that. A quick cast, but Makos does just enough to sidestep. Murph follows up with the banishment, though. Now moving in, but blocked. And Makos getting aggressive here. The counterattack, though, from Murph. Has to leap back to get the orb, though. Does manage to sneak in 12 damage on that throw. That makes this awfully close here. Suppose either way it amounts to what is likely a 2-score game for either player. Well, there's one of those scores, as Makos plunges for 25, though as we said, with no prayer beads. Means more room for Murph to maneuver, and Murph is perfectly alright trading exiles, as he had one more than Makos did in that round, and because of the throw means it is now even Steven. 3 crones each for what will be very likely the deciding round. A sudden death match between these two, and Makos moves his pieces
into the middle. He's all in for the win.
The true Nightwings prevail.
GG.
I thought for certain they would
GG. You can't see like any of them.
not. Is complete.
Well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
All right, let us know, chat, if there's anything we would like for the next one.
Perhaps I've not yet read Chewing Dragon's write-up, but there may be some words that were said that may perhaps frustrate others in the Right Club. I don't know. I can't speak to them as I have not yet seen the narrative. Punches wall. I can only guess. Is there anything? I feel things. Confirmed. Gets the people going. Well, is there anything we'd like to get going in the next one, or do we leave this one up to the players?
Honestly, I'm down for you to hit me with one of those archetypes.
Okay.
Murph is.
Yeah, if you guys want to do it. Murph, are you familiar with
Archetypes?
the way the process
I'm
works?
not.
I can explain it if you'd like.
Explain it, please.
Okay, so basically, the gist of it is, I came up with what is now a fairly long list of different team archetypes. So, for example, it might be something like speed/maneuverability. So, basically, if you get assigned to that archetype, it means you construct a team that is based around that archetype. It's not strictly enforced with specific characters or talismans. It's up to you to decide how you want to best implement that. But that's just the focus that you're supposed to have. And so I have a list of a lot of these. Some are more straightforward than others. Some are built around more specific things, where some might be a little more open-ended. But in theory, there's no one archetype here that is supposed to be objectively the best or objectively the worst. So it's a way to mix things up a little bit, give you guys a little bit of direction in terms of your team composition, while at the same time, while still letting you choose your team to a certain extent and maintaining, a relative balance in terms of competitiveness.
Yep. Sounds good.
So what we did last time is I randomly rolled, I did just like a random number generator and used that to determine which team archetype would be assigned to each player. And then I DM'd the player that team archetype in Discord, so that way only the person who was getting that team knew what their archetype was. Your opponent wouldn't know. Obviously I know, but chat doesn't know. So it allows you to just focus on that archetype and not have to worry so much about trying to counter whatever it is your opponent might have. So that's the concept. And I'm happy to set you guys up for that now, if you would like. So there are a little over 30 potential teams, or at least archetypes, for you to choose, but for you to potentially get assigned. And that means theoretically there's over 1,000 potential matchups. Okay, so I'm going to, if that works for you guys, I will DM, starting with Makos, what your archetypes are. Give me just a minute here. Let's see. Message, there it is. So as I said, none of them are supposed to be objectively the best or worst. Some might cater better to specific arenas or to specific matchups.
but I am deliberately not telling your opponent what your team is, so we're just gonna have to see. Okay, now I'm gonna roll for Murph here. Okay, which one did Murph get? Oh, I did see Murph disconnect there. I send you I'll invite as soon as I'm done DMing you.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, so theoretically, these are deliberately fairly open-ended. The intention is for you guys to have some flexibility to build them however you would like. So if you have any clarifying questions, I'm happy to answer those, but the intention is for much of the power to be in your hands here. Invite should be on its way, Murph. Okay, why don't I set the talismans and masteries back so you guys have those to work with? That would probably help. And let's get this started. Let's see what arena we end up on, because that may affect your setup to a certain extent. And I suppose the other thing I'll say is that while on one hand, yes, you should try to build around that archetype. You don't necessarily have to do every single possible thing to play into that archetype, but it should be at least something you're putting some effort into, you know?
Yeah, I think I got some ideas.
Okay. So here is Macaws, setting up Manly with the quick throwing talisman in the first position. So Prayer beats Pamitha in the first position for Murph. Nutrition Stick Volfred in the second spot for Macaws. Celestial Spike Quick Throwing Jodariel in the second spot for Murph. Leeching Stubborn Flame Bertrude in the last spot for Macaws. And a Luminous Idol Saluting Harp for Murph in the last spot. So here we go. They have their own archetypes that they have built around. Those remain secret for now. Let's see if people can perhaps glean as to what strategies the players might be leaning into this time round. We'll see how they match up, how they execute, of course. As here comes Macaws, though he's banished. There's the Luminous Idol activating for Murph. Macaws moving in with Manly. The throw is good for 25. Jody switches in, but she's blocked. Banishes one defender, banishes another defender, then gets banished by the third. Volfred, oh, shields off just in time. And he blinks in. 25 damage plunge. Pamitha, oh,
Throw intercepted. McCoss tries to throw, but that's intercepted. Jody banished. Manly moves in. His throw. Good for the full 25, and that means one score might be all that McCoss needs here. Jody taken out. Gertrude. Wilfred moves in as well. It's a two-pronged attack, and with that plunge, McCoss takes the win. GG.
GG.
All right. Well, if you guys would like to share what your teams were, you are welcome to do so.
Yeah, Lids gave me Comeback Kid. I had to build a team based on making a comeback, which we didn't really get to see.
I was thinking it, McCoss. I was like, well, this is going to be really hard for Murph to guess if he were to try.
I thought it was just like big presents or something. I had ball hogs, so I had to make a team with all characters that want to be holding the ball.
Oh, there's a really fun build you can do, which is basically I never get the ball. Take something with the Bright Wisp, so like a teleporting savage or something, so he gets it. Then when I banish your savage, it passes back to a worm, and you have two other worms. So basically, like, once you have the ball, I never get the ball.
Yeah.
Well, that's
My
the
team was
hope.
just not built for the book. It was a little too small for me to make the space.
Yeah. So definitely some of the teams can work better in some arenas than others, and hopefully these archetypes are open-ended enough that there are different approaches you can take, and so even if you were to theoretically get the same archetype, you could still take a different team in another match if you wanted to.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But let us know if there's anything you guys would like to do for the next one. Otherwise, if not, we can leave it up to the players. It is, I mean, we've actually gone pretty long already. So we might turn this into our penultimate rite in that case, the last one we take any requests in before we do the liberation rite. So if there is anything else we would like to see before the night is through, then let us know. I mean, there's a whole lot more of the archetypes, so if you want to circle back to the well, we can.
Yeah, that was fun. I can do one more of those.
All right.
Yeah, I played them.
You up for it? Okay. I'm going to start with McCoss again, since you are player one. Let's see. McCoss, you got this one. And let's roll for Murph. Okay, and again, let me know if you guys have any clarifying questions, but the idea is to give you guys some flexibility to interpret that however you would like, and again, you don't necessarily need to go all in with every possible way to build toward that archetype, but it should be something that you're focusing on, at least to a decent extent. And
Sounds good.
I'll get us started so you guys can see what arena we're working with here. Oh, wait, hold on. We had a song request. We can get that in. No worries. We can get that in. Easy enough.
The true night wings
Ooh,
shall
okay.
now face
It's the Glade.
Pyre hearts. Welcome.
So the players have their teams, their archetypes. We'll see how they choose to implement them. As it is a Titan Tooth on Barker in the lead spot for Macaws. An exploding deluge in the lead spot for Murph. Nutrition stick on Manly for Macaws in the second spot. Quick throwing Volfred in the second spot for Murph. Lacoste goes Speedy Ignarius with his last choice. Murph will go Speedy Tizo. So alright, here we go. The archetypes are set, the teams are selected, and it is Macaws getting us started with a 20 damage plunge with the help of that stun that Barker set up with the Titan Tooth. Now the quick throw, which was off the mark, but Murph follows it up with a 15 damage worm plunge. Does, however, mean that there's now no deluge, and Barker comes speeding in for another 20 damage. Higgy blocks. Oh, but then banishes a couple of the defenders. It's uncontested here, though. So 25 damage, sees chance plunge for Murph. Throw intercepted. Murph now with Volfred. Quick throw intercepted. Then 30 damage plunge for Macaws here from Ignarius. He's now gone in this round, but it's Barker following up with 20 damage. Both players do have saps. I don't recall as to exactly how much rekindling either of them took, though. I think we saw some, at the very least. Everyone down once again on, Macaws' side. That was not what Murph had in mind, though. Somehow still manages to get the orb, but wasn't quite quick enough to score. Does have a dangerous portal and goes through that portal, but blocked. Second attempt, though. 25 damage on that plunge for Murph. Good block from Murph, although also a stun from Macaws, and nearly bought enough time for Macaws to get in, but Murph makes the stop, and now it's Murph with an uncontested scoring opportunity. He'll throw it in for 25. Quick answer from Macaws, and here is the 50 rekindling for Murph confirmed. There's quite a bit of that. Here's Macaws in possession with Ignarius. He's downed, and that means everyone down for McCoss, but the throw was short, and once again, even if the throw might not land, Murph follows up with the plunge for 25, but it does mean there's no worm in this round, and with that stun, more time for McCoss. It's 20 damage from Barker. Deluge, he's stopped here. Now it's up to Iggy for McCoss. He's down. Everyone down, in fact. For McCoss. Does McCoss have rekindling? He does. 50 for him as well. McCoss stopped short, but does have the stun from that Titan Tooth. It's been adding up quite a bit here. Murph with the worm. He was hanging out. And he set up that 25 damage throw, and that means potentially a one-score game for either player here. Would depend on the exile. Would depend on the circumstance. Here's Volfred. And a portal Murph is considering as well, although gets banished after going through it. Series of explosions, series of banishments. Murph still with a relatively dangerous portal. And with the imp, gets the winning plunge. GG. Well played, you two.
A rite conducted with aplomb.
All right.
The rite is ended.
Well, you are welcome to share your team archetypes if you would like.
Yeah, mine was all about, it was just literally stun / knockback.
Very simple one for McCoss.
Mine was cherry pickers, so I had to try to pick exiles that were going to sit near the pyre and like get the ball passed to them and then score from being in a good position, which I did like a few times, but it was kind of hard because I kept having to guard against the Titan Tooth guy.
Yeah.
And my worm kept exploding when I was trying to just leave him near the pyre. But I did it a few times, so.
There's a lot of stun, and I will admit, Murph, when I saw what arena we were on, I was like, oh no. Oh no, I'm nervous for you. It's kind of hard to hang out next to the pyre when the arena is so small, and it's pretty obvious when you have someone just hanging out there. But well played, you two. Good match. All right, and it may be time now for us to do our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So if you guys are ready, I think we head for the Fall of Solium here. We won't do any requests from chat this time around. We'll just have the players take their preferred teams. Set this to the Pyre Hearts, never to return. And let us begin.
Good evening, exiles. You are gathered at the Fall of Solium. You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. Prevail and step closer to freedom. True Nightwings, stand ready. Pyre Hearts, stand prepared. Who shall stand together here this night?
Alright, so as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, so no requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style. And it's Prayer Beads Pamitha in the lead spot for McCoss. And it's Prayer Beads Pamitha in the lead spot for Murph. Quick throwing Manly in the second spot for McCoss. Whereas Murph goes Speedy Jody. Bleaching Bertrude. That's Makos's final choice. Oh, yep, careful. Careful the hangover. And Murph will finish with Webbed Lanthorn on the messenger end. So alright, here we go, our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Makos on the left representing the true Nightwings, and Murph on the right representing the Pyre Hearts. Best of luck to you both.
goes the harp, and there it is.
And there it is.
The true Nightwings proved their worth.
GG.
Rather convincingly, I must
Games, good
admit.
games.
Well played, you two.
Thus ends the liberation rite.
And that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who stopped on by and both played matches and gave us the requests in chat as well. That's gonna be it for me, so I'm gonna hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next time. Also, for what it's worth, don't forget, next time, the Civil War. Alright, let me free them from remote play real quick. Also, now I'm just thinking like, oh, were they both here? Were you all here at the beginning when we saw that redeem? I don't know. Is anyone like, what on earth is he talking about? Also, I freed one of them. Wait, did the other one? There we go. Okay, Murph is free as well. There we go. They're both free. Don't worry. They've escaped. All right. Well, as I said, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today and everyone who gave us their requests in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights, and my streaming schedule is weeknights. We're doing a combination of Path of Exile 2 and The First Descendant. Now, we might actually switch that up a little bit because there isn't a lot going on in The First Descendant right now, so we might either find a new game in there, double up on Path of Exile 2, or take a day off, or who knows what at this point exactly. But Fridays, we're doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, and Saturdays, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Sundays is obviously Pyre multiplayer, Rite Nights. But remember, at the beginning of the day today, we did see someone redeem the Civil War reward. So stay tuned for what will be a bit of a different structure for next time's Rite Night. So if you are unfamiliar, we have done them before. If you go through the archive, you might get a sense for what those exactly are about. But it'll be a bit of a different flavor of Rite Night next time round. So stay tuned for that. Then Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams. So if you missed anything, you can catch that stuff there as well. Also doing some Hades 2 videos straight to YouTube, in addition to our first ever Path of Exile 2 build guide video. You can check that out as well. But other than that, if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. Also at Lids Vids on Twitter. I post there when I go live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is my Discord, which you can join by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.